Well, for more on those results and the prospect for a new coalition, I'm joined in the studio by Manuel from our Spanish service. Manu, good to see you here. Is this result better or worse for Pedro Sanchez now?
Buenas tardes, good afternoon, Talk. Obviously, it's worse if you see what happened in the elections since last April. He only needed an agreement with a neutral alike, also leftist Podemos, to unlock the situation. Now it has completely changed. Now we're speaking about agreements which will involve maybe 6-7 parties, or to do something that was unthinkable before. It's to turn to the right with the Popular Party, not for an alliance, because it will have a political cost that is too high for both, but at least to get some sort of agreement for the investiture so we can have Pedro Sanchez named Prime Minister, we can have a government in Spain, and then we will see what happens, because also we have to take into account that the clock is ticking, people are starting to be tired, and they need to find a solution as soon as possible.
Okay. And what can we read into the result of the far-right Vox Party? Because they doubled their seats. How significant is that?
Well, it's very significant. First of all, we don't have this alliance because it will mean they could become the leaders of the opposition. But also such a big result, it was also unthinkable years ago. It's a fairly, not new party, but that hasn't had no presence in Spain. Now they are the third political force. These results have somehow legitimated their message, but also we have to see that for the moment nobody's going to negotiate with them, so they are not going to have a real impact, at least short term. But what is true is that they have changed a little bit the landscape, and some topics that were off the table before or were some kind of taboo, like migration or Euroscepticism in Spain, now it's not only that they're on the table, but also the tone has risen, and the way these kind of topics are debated is quite aggressive right now.
Okay, well, 4 elections in 4 years. What do you think this says about democracy in Spain?
Well, we see that people are starting to be tired, and we see that the turnout was lower. It was lower than 70, and it's in part of people being a little bit tired of no way of reaching an agreement. It's something that we never had before. Too many political players for this game of negotiations that we never had before. Now, I think it can open up these new options of having parties that were enemies in the past that will have to sit down and reach some kind of agreement. So because of these people being tired of somehow the politicians not doing their job, we can maybe open a new page in Spain with these kind of agreements between parties that were unthinkable before.
Okay, Manu, thanks for joining me in your analysis on that story.
Always a pleasure.